An IT technician at a mid-sized company manages between 200 and 500 laptops at any given time. They see every failure, every cracked hinge, every dead motherboard at month 14, every machine that thermal throttles so badly the processor runs at half speed just to keep the fan from screaming. They watch the same models come back to their bench again and again until they stop ordering them entirely. They have a blacklist. It is not written down anywhere official. It lives in Slack channels between sysadmins, in subreddits with 800,000 members, in procurement spreadsheets with a column labeled "Do Not Order" and a list of models in red. Today, I'm going to show you what is on that list, why those machines made it there, and what IT professionals actually buy when they are spending their own money. There are 3 things that put a laptop on the blacklist. The first is build quality. The specific corners manufacturers cut inside machines that look premium on the shelf, but fail on a schedule. The second is repairability. Machines engineered so that fixing them costs more than replacing them, on purpose. The third is what happens in the background. The software, the drivers, the firmware, the data collection. The stuff you never see until something goes wrong. By the end of this, you will know exactly which brands IT professionals flag on site. And more importantly, you will know what they buy instead. Here is something most people do not know about laptop brands. The same logo can mean 2 completely different products depending on which shelf you pull it from. HP makes the EliteBook. It is a business-class machine. Mil-spec tested, modular internals, publicly available service manuals. A keyboard engineered to be replaced by a technician in under 10 minutes. It is what HP sells to corporate procurement teams. HP also makes the Spectre. It is beautiful, thin, premium aluminum chassis. It shows up in glossy magazine ads and YouTube reviews. IT technicians will not touch it. The Spectre is a consumer machine wearing a business suit. Open one up, if you can, and we will get to that. And you will find a thermal system that was designed around looks, not longevity. The heat pipes are undersized for the processor. Under sustained load, the CPU throttles to 800 MHz to prevent thermal shutdown. That is not a typo. A machine with a current generation Intel processor running at 800 MHz because the chassis cannot exhaust the heat it generates. Technicians call this the pretty box problem. The engineering budget went to the exterior. The internals are an afterthought. The Dell XPS consumer line, not the Latitude, the XPS, has a specific failure pattern that shows up in IT forums so consistently it has its own nickname, the coil whine. A high-pitched electronic squeal that appears in roughly 1 in 5 units and is almost impossible to resolve without a full motherboard replacement. Dell's consumer warranty process on this. They will replace the fan. The fan is not the problem. The coil whine comes back in 6 weeks. Repeat the process. The machine is out of warranty before they admit it is a motherboard issue. This is what happens when a consumer-grade machine is reviewed by tech journalists for 72 hours, and then purchased by people who use it for 72 months. The review cycle is not long enough to find the failure. The purchase cycle is. There is a phrase IT technicians use. Is it a screwdriver machine or a dumpster machine? A screwdriver machine can be opened with standard tools, has documented internals, and can be repaired with available parts. When a component fails, you fix it. A dumpster machine cannot be practically repaired. When a component fails, you replace the entire unit. The Microsoft Surface Pro and Surface Laptop line are dumpster machines. iFixit, the most trusted hardware teardown organization in the world, has scored multiple Surface devices at 0 out of 10 for repairability. Not 1, not 2, 0. The battery is glued directly to the chassis. The display is fused to the glass. The SSD in several models is soldered to the motherboard. If the battery swells, and lithium batteries do swell, especially in the 2nd or 3rd year, you cannot replace it without destroying the screen in the process. Microsoft knows this. They have the engineers to design a better service path. They chose not to. A Surface device that fails out of warranty is, by design, a device you buy again. For individual consumers, this is an expensive inconvenience. For IT managers buying 150 units, this is a procurement catastrophe. A single bad firmware update on a Surface, and there have been several documented cases, can brick a device in a way that is not field recoverable. You ship it to Microsoft. You wait 3 weeks. You get a refurbished unit back that may or may not have the same issue. The Lenovo IdeaPad consumer line has a different version of this problem. The IdeaPad and the ThinkPad look similar in a product listing. Same brand, similar names. Vastly different machines. The IdeaPad uses a non-standard internal layout that changes between model generations with no consistency. A RAM slot that was accessible in the 2022 model may be soldered in the 2023 revision of the same product name. IT departments have been burned by this repeatedly, ordering what they believe is the same machine they tested, receiving something architecturally different under the same product line. This is not confusion. This is a strategy. Consumer products do not need to be consistent because consumers do not buy at scale. Businesses do. And businesses that have already been burned stop buying. Stay tuned for part 2, where we reveal what IT professionals actually buy. Open a brand new HP Pavilion. The first boot takes 7 minutes. Not because the hardware is slow. It is not. Because it is preloaded with HP Wolf Security Trial, HP Audio Switch, HP SureSense, HP Connection Optimizer, McAfee LiveSafe, Wild Tangent Games, Booking.com, and 6 additional processes. IT technicians have a word for all of this: crapware. And crapware is not just annoying, it is a security vector. Third-party software pre-installed by manufacturers with elevated permissions and background network access. Lenovo was fined by the FTC in 2017 for pre-installing Superfish adware on consumer laptops. Superfish injected advertising into encrypted HTTPS traffic, which means it was breaking SSL certificates to insert ads on machines sold to consumers who had no knowledge it was there. But the driver situation is where it gets operationally painful. Asus consumer laptops have notoriously inconsistent Windows driver support. A clean OS reinstall can result in a machine where the fingerprint reader, the webcam, the USB-C charging, and the function key layer stop working entirely. For an IT technician imaging 50 machines in an afternoon, this is not a minor inconvenience. It is a project delay. So here is what actually makes the blacklist, and what they buy instead. When an IT professional buys a laptop with their own money, the list gets very short, very fast. Lenovo ThinkPad T or X1 series. This is the answer you will get from the majority of sysadmins if you ask them directly. The ThinkPad keyboard is engineered for keystroke consistency across 10 million presses. The hinges are tested to 30,000 open-close cycles. The service manual is publicly available as a PDF on Lenovo's website. Every component has a part number. Every part with a part number can be ordered. The X1 Carbon has been the gold standard for enterprise laptops for 15 years. There are X1 Carbons from 2015 still running in active business use. That is not an accident. Dell Latitude. The Latitude is the enterprise version of Dell. It is not beautiful. It does not have a good marketing campaign. It has a 90-minute on-site service warranty option. Dell Pro Support sends a technician to you with the part. They fix it at your desk. The Latitude does. HP EliteBook. If someone in IT recommends HP, they mean the EliteBook. Never the Spectre, never the Pavilion. The EliteBook is HP's business line, and it is a genuinely different machine. Modular design, BIOS-level enterprise management tools, available spare parts for 5 years after the model is discontinued. The consumer lines share a logo. They do not share an engineering philosophy. Framework laptop. Newer, but growing in IT community respect faster than any laptop in the past decade. Every component is a module. RAM, SSD, ports, battery, all user replaceable without voiding a warranty. They are building the machine that the right to repair movement has been demanding for 20 years. The pattern across all 4 is identical. Documented internals, available parts, consistent architecture between model generations, and support that actually functions. That is the entire list. You are not buying a device. You are signing a maintenance contract for the next 4 years. The spec sheet does not tell you that. The YouTube review cannot tell you that. But the IT technician who has 300 of those machines on their asset list knows exactly what it costs. They built the Blacklist from that data. Stop buying the design. Stop buying the benchmark score. Buy the service manual. Buy the part number. Buy the machine that someone whose job depends on reliability chose to stake their reputation on. If you have ever bought a laptop because it looked good in a review, drop the brand and what broke first in the comments. I want to know how long it took. But laptops are not the only place this Blacklist exists. Different product, same system. Keep watching.